is Saturday, August 29th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, but I am joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week, my friend?
Nice and quiet for the sports week nonetheless. I did like we talked about all pay-per-view, all out, all in
All
last
in.
week or a couple weeks ago, and that was fun. Looking forward to Bash at the Castle this weekend or
Bash
Bash
in
in
Berlin.
Berlin. Yes.
You'll get them. You'll get them, and then we got All Out next week. It's a wrestling pay-per-view bonanza right now.
Mhm.
We got a few topics to talk about today because we cover three topics here on You Don't Watch Sports. Just sprinkling a little bit of that sports information into your casual conversation as we are the guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. Topic number one, Omari. We're going to be making some declarative statements here. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be saying some things that a lot of people are not going to like, but I'm here to give you your medicine. I'm here to give you the cold, hard truth of which one of your teams in the Major League Baseball are dead. We're pretty deep into the season now at this point, Omari, and I'm going to tell you there are pretty good ways to look at the season right now and kind of wrap it up with a nice little bow. Things are going to switch around here and there, but you have a bunch of teams right now that are playing for nothing. And that's just the cold, hard facts. We're going to go through them real quick. On the American League East, Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. I am so sorry. Your season is over. Go home. The American League Central, the Detroit Tigers are just barely there with 6 games back on the wild card, but we are declaring their season over because of the teams that they have to leapfrog. It's not going to happen, Detroit. I'm sorry. The Chicago White Sox, you are competing for one of the worst seasons of all time. So obviously your season was over by May. American League West, the Texas Rangers, you're done. You're dead. Goodbye. Oakland Athletics, you never really started the year. The Los Angeles Angels, are you even a real baseball team? The National League East,
Damn.
Washington Nationals, you're putting in good efforts. You got young kids. You're building a bright future. I'm interested in you, but not this year. The season's over. Miami Marlins, you never really got started. You had high promise this year. A lot of people were like, hey, if the Miami Marlins make the playoffs, it's a successful year. You're not going to make the playoffs. Your season's over. You're in last place in the division. In the National League Central, everyone's season is dead except for the Milwaukee Brewers. You're done. There's too many games back. You're not going to leapfrog the people ahead of you. Omari is shaking his head because the St. Louis Cardinals have devil magic on their side. They have a history of doing these things. This isn't the St. Louis Cardinals of that team. So this is not happening. They're the Chicago Cubs are maybe have a little bit better of a chance, but they're 5 games back in the wild card with this much time left in the season, and the teams that they have to leapfrog are just not going they're not going to play bad enough baseball to make this happen. It's not the teams that we were seeing in 2006 and 2011 when we leapfrogged. They're just not. The teams are much better across the board. They're not going to be that bad for that long for us to make the kind of ground we have to make. All National League Central teams are dead except for the Milwaukee Brewers. Go home. We'll see you in April. National League West, the San Francisco Giants, you just barely squeaked out into ending your season today. I am so sorry I had to do it. The Colorado Rockies, you didn't even start as well. There is no season there. You're done. You're over. Go home. I would say better luck next year, but like the Los Angeles Angels, it's never going to happen, probably. And those, Omari, are the teams that are dead. To fans of dead teams, I tell you, your season isn't over of enjoying baseball. You can continue to watch your team. You can find those silver linings. Find that young guy who's been called up because your team is dog shit and they get an opportunity to play maybe 6 months earlier than they should have. Take a look at him. Find his bright spots. Get invested in your future. Maybe get an interesting team on the other side of the pond to look at. You're allowed, if you're a National League fan, you're allowed to invest in an American League team. You're allowed to pick one. We all get an American League team if we're a National League fan. And the same goes both ways. Look into one of these interesting teams, like maybe the Baltimore Orioles, who haven't won in so long, have a team of real young guys, homegrown crew of people over there. Really interesting, fun team. Maybe look into some other teams, but you don't have to be done with your season just because your team is done with you. On to topic number two, Omari. We have NFL Week 1 coming up right around the corner. You want to lay it down for us?
Yes, that's right. It is coming up right around the corner, and we are starting it up with a doozy on Thursday. We got Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens going to Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium to face Mr. Patrick Mahomes, Mr. Travis Kelce, and all of the Swifties in Kansas City, the Kansas City Chiefs, gonna go head to head against the Ravens as we kick off our next season. It's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be fun. It's our next. We got a new kickoff rule that I don't know the exact changes that they have, but there's some weird new kickoff rule going on right now. So
I
we're
wasn't
gonna
aware
see
of
how
that.
that goes. I heard something about it the other day as
You need to
well.
get brushed
But
up so you can
casual
educate
sports, yeah.
us.
Well, yeah, that's what. Hey, casual sports. So I got I heard that it happened. I heard it happened. Don't know everything about it, but I will be following up with the watch full long games. But yeah, with that, it's always fun while we proclaim teams dead. The good thing about going into a season, everybody's still alive. Everybody's hopes are strong, or so they say. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl if you had to pick it today?
Oh my goodness, my way too early to predict predictions
Yeah.
for Super Bowl are going to be a combination pick, Omari, because
Combination.
I'm going to double it up. I'm going to pick you an MVP because
Oh.
my MVP is going to lead his team to the promised land. That's right. It is Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens will be your what is it 2025 Super Bowl winner? How do they name that? Or is it just the Super Bowl number? Do they never attach a year to
It'd
it?
be Super Bowl number
Okay. He's going to be this next Super Bowl
51.
champion.
Say Super Bowl 51. Super Bowl.
What do
Oh,
you think, sir?
haha, I was wrong about. Oh no, IX is 9, right? In Roman numerals. Hello.
I don't know.
Oh, you were shrugging. Sorry. I was like, oh yeah. If IX is 9, then it's 59. And damn, 60 years since the Super Bowl. That was so right. Bottom line is, I want LeVar and them. That's who I'm rooting for off of the A. No, I'm rooting for the Dolphins on the AFC side. If the Dolphins don't make it, we go Ravens. But I think you know what? Fuck it. Let's believe this is the time to turn it. Nah, yeah, this is the time they do it. Miami Dolphins, you make it to the
I
Super
thought you were
Bowl.
about ready to go Carolina. I thought you had shifted. I thought you had
Oh
drunk.
hell
I thought you
no.
had drunk yourself silly. And we're like,
No,
you
no, no,
know
no, no,
what?
no, no.
Screw it. It's time to believe.
Nah, if anybody can be declared dead in week 1, it's the Panthers in
Oh
Carolina.
yeah,
Um,
DOA.
on arrival. Unless something happened with Bryce Young in this offseason where he found his niche and we're gonna turn it around. I don't see it happening just yet. Maybe
Okay,
next year.
wild prop bets. Um uh Over under
Like
6 games Aaron Rodgers plays.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna say under.
Under. Um Yeah, yes or no. Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift on camera on a football field this season.
No.
No.
Super Bowl last year would have been the perfect moment because that's like what we were talking about during our like storyline for that season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been the moment. If he ain't do it, then unless he's waiting for them to fucking three-peat.
But or she still hasn't done the halftime show.
Well, the
She could,
halftime show is when they break up. Remember, if we're going off of my theory of the
if you're
show,
going off of your scenario, yeah.
she makes an album about her relationship with Travis and performs the songs at the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Um, Other than your Carolina Panthers, who is the most disappointing at the end of this year?
Most disappointing at the end of this year.
Like came in expectations here, walking away with fans really questioning their allegiances.
It's a cop out to say the Cowboys because it's always the
uh,
Cowboys. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I I think that window is it's closing.
Yeah, I think both Buffalo and weirdly San Fran, because sports fandoms are in such a what have you done for me lately, and also like the only thing that matters is the last team standing kind of vibes sometimes with fan bases. I wonder if both San Francisco and Buffalo get a little frustrated at always getting to the dance but never being named king.
Yeah.
Is it has got to be a little frustrating. I'd be curious to see if yeah, if at that point administration changes start to happen.
Yes or no? For the sixth straight year, KFC, not KFC, Kansas City in the AFC Championship. Patrick Mahomes' floor so far in his career is the AFC Championship game loss. He has not done worse as a starting quarterback. Is this the time?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because I'm looking at the field and I don't have confidence in Aaron Rodgers playing a full season. Thus, I don't have confidence in the Jets.
Well, you shouldn't anyway.
The Miami Dolphins have not proven to play
Oh,
well past December yet, particularly if the game is in Kansas City.
well,
I
that's why that's my let's do it. Gotta happen sometime.
Yeah, thus I have the ability to question Miami.
Yeah,
So the way my brain is sitting right now, it would be
they're
Kansas
going
City,
to the
Baltimore in the conference finals.
all right. I like that idea. And another, I came to an epiphany while you were talking, but then I realized it's just as much of a cop out when it comes to most disappointing team being the Jets because that's just what they are. When
Yeah.
you're a Jet all the
I mean,
way.
if Aaron Rodgers goes down again within the first 5 games, yeah, you need to put that fan base on unalive alert.
Yeah. How did that former Jets player do during the draft speech that one year? JETE Jets Jets Jets. That's right. Former Jet player messed up their own team chant. Hilarious.
All righty,
So I am
Omar,
a
we're gonna.
Dolphins
Oh yeah.
fan for a friend. That's why I have a little bit of animosity to the Jets. It kind of leaked in. Anyway,
Hey,
yes.
fuck
Oh,
the Jets.
indeed.
Let's move on to topic number 3, Omari. Topic number 3 this week, we're gonna do a little bit of a fun one because there's been a fun little internet internet debate going on that breaches into our world a little bit, and I wanted to bring it your way because the debate is hotly contested online and very, very funnily has merits, even though on surface it is a question of why somebody would pose this debate. But yet when you start to dig into it, if somebody makes the right argument, it starts to make a little bit more sense. So my question to you, Omari, is which is the better wrestling promo? CM Punk's pipe bomb or Scott Steiner's Steiner math?
Just the better wrestling promo, like with those words being the question.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Which is the
giving
best promo?
for me. I like Steiner, man.
But isn't it hilarious that
Like, here's the thing. Yes,
so many of us are
I
picking
love
that
that
and
that's a
it's
question.
ridiculous?
I love that it's a question, but and here's the reason. The pipe bomb moment was great, but it was a great pop culture moment. It's a great like because his whole thing was the whole point of the pipe bomb is I'm dropping this whole professional wrestling veil. I'm an angry dude on stage, mad that I'm not getting pushed as much as I want to.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, when you think, and usually when you think pro wrestling and pro wrestling promos, you don't think a guy saying "fuck pro wrestling" and what it's been doing to my life.
It's a good point that I've never heard somebody make. Yeah.
Steiner math. That's everything from his presentation to the way he looks to the way he's delivering it. That's what you think when you think pro wrestling promo. I'm gonna talk some shit about how I'm gonna whoop your ass, but you get the added hilarity of the fact that he sounds like it's complete nonsense.
Yeah.
But when you look at Steiner math a little closer, while his math is technically wrong, you can logically follow how he got to it. And it's like, actually, if you look at it, it kind of makes sense for the point he's trying to make. So, Steiner math in and of itself, like you talked about how the debate has layers. Steiner math in and of itself has layers to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that just makes it like
Like
it's up there with like cream of the crop and shit
what is
for
a
magnum
wrestling
opuses.
promo other than promotion? I don't know of any wrestler building more after it was done with 45 seconds than Scott Steiner has done with Steiner math. Scott Steiner had a very incredible long wrestling career. And this man is going to die with Steiner math on his gravestone. Big Papa Pump.
It's so great. Just his logic, and yeah, it comes with everything that character Scott Steiner is over the years. Like obviously, he's the I'm not necessarily the brightest in the head, but I'll talk to you like I am. You know what I mean? He's clearly the dumb jock type.
Uh-huh.
And so him so emphatically just this is what it is. I've done the math, and I'll tell you how I've done the math, and you're like, I don't are you sure? Then I take your 75%. What? And then you take my 39%. What are we talking about? But it's like, oh, he's trying to add the probabilities of his one-on-one and the triple threat together. And they give him that. But instead of like dividing or whatever the actual math should be, he's just adding the two possibilities together and saying it's like 149.5%
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one on one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning, but I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% chance at best at beat me. Then you add Kurt Angle to the mix. Your chances of winning drastic go down. Not drastically go down. Drastic go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning, but I got a 66 and a third chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows
he can't beat me, and he's not even gonna try.
So Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance. You got an Angle third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take.
Then you take my 75%. If we were to go one-on-one.
See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you in Sacrifice. And a god was born.
Yeah. Like, that's just goated. Like, so is the pipe bomb. Like I said, pipe bomb results in the man using cult of personality as his theme now. Like, clearly that was a thing. But that, like I said, I made my argument at the beginning.
That's it for us here at You Don't Watch Sports, where we cover 3 topics just to sprinkle a little bit of information into your conversation. Use that promo debate at your next bar adventure with your friends. I'm sure it'll go over very well. Omari, what else do you got to say to him?
I gotta say that you can check out more of our content here on this channel. Mondays, we got mock drafts. We draft various things, do it on various teams. It's pretty fun. We also have a show on Tuesdays called This Guy Hasn't Seen. We trade things back and forth. One guy's seen it, one guy hasn't. Usually the case with that one. Wednesdays, I got the Whatever We Want podcast with a good friend of mine, a good friend of the show, Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my laptop's broken.
Wow. So yeah, we talk about just that, whatever we want. And I got a Twitter and Twitch at Giotabi. That's Giotabi. Come on in, stop on by. My computer still works just fine. Billy, you got anything else you want to say to the folks? All right. Well, thank you very much. You guys have a good one. Adios.